Postal here. So it is Monday. Happy Monday. Let's get a game in. So had another really busy day. Ooh, but I'm playing a plane I haven't played very much. I really want to actually do a showcase, so to speak, of the Tier 8 fighters, because I really think that the Tier 8 tech tree fighters are excellent. This is the German ME-209. Not the highest DPM by any means, but a really, really well balanced plane. You have a long range, very long range, 30mm cannon. You've got great altitude performance, as you can see. I'm going to get right up here to the max optimum altitude. You've got pretty good airspeed, you know, above average, I'd say. And pretty good maneuverability, actually. I think that this kind of forgotten that this plane has reasonable maneuverability. Oh man, it has been a very long time since I've played this plane, though. And so getting used to the 30mm cannon's trajectory is going to be key to success on this plane. And so we're going to go ahead, let's see what we can do here. I-250. He's got a 37mm cannon, but super short range. So it's my long-range ability that's going to save me against him, or him not turning around, I guess. Get a couple good shots in there. Something else that's key to this plane setup, in my opinion, is having the ability to fire just the machine guns, like I am now, letting my 30mm cannon cool off, so that way I can get it firing back again. Plane's on fire. Plane's dead. Let's keep moving. Nothing else to see here. They got this mining facility, which is a pretty big shame. Up and over. I'm laughing because I was watching a video today. So you may have known, especially if you're in my Discord, I am slowly but surely upgrading my, well, not even upgrading, I'm going to be building a brand new computer. I'm slowly but surely gathering the parts for that. But I'm not keeping any of the parts basically from this computer, other than my mouse and keyboard. Everything else is going to be going to my youngest son and my family to be able to use. My son's really looking forward to us being able to play games together, like World of Warplanes actually, but also like Destiny and Fortnite. Oh, hello, sir. So I'm gonna hang on to the center here. I'm gonna hang on to the center here because this is a sector. This is one of the few times like holding on to a sector will actually win you the game. Simply because this sector is actually the one that is attacking other sectors. I'm not going to put my pilot back in because I feel like I'm going against a plane that's not going to be out wiggling me. And I don't necessarily need him back in. Now, if I'm going against this plane right here, or literally any other plane but a ground attacker or a bomber, I'm going to put my pilot back in. But I'm okay. It was a one-on-one situation versus a ground attacker, and I did not aim for it. So, I was laughing because I realized I wasn't really paying attention to the FPS on this game. On a lot of games, I typically just put it at the highest graphics setting, and the highest graphics setting that I wasn't complete trash skipping around on, and went from there. I was been watching a lot of videos as I'm upgrading or going to be upgrading my system, realizing that, man, I've got a lot of room for growth when it comes to my output and my monitor. Specifically, my frames per second. On World of Warplanes, I play it at ultimate settings, which puts me at about 45 frames per second FPS, which, you know, is, yes, a little ridiculous, but I've been doing okay with that. So I'm actually looking forward to my graphics card update, and my monitor I'll be upgrading as well. that'll allow me to be at pretty darn good frame rate, that's for sure, but also upgrading my actually response time on the monitor itself. So hopefully a lot of things will be improving for me in that regard. Alright, so you're seeing what this plane can do. We've got a fighter we need to watch out for. And unfortunately, I don't have my pneumatic control assist. And the I-250 can outmaneuver me. Barely, but he can. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to use my speed. Oh, that's pretty funny. He actually got killed by somebody from behind. I'm going to use my speed to get away from him and then turn my sniper cannon back on him, where I can get at least 1 or 2 shots, hopefully to hit, 1 or 2 shots off before he gets the opportunity to fire back at me. Go. Let's head back to the center again. I'm going to keep on defending the center. We're eventually going to lose one of these mining facilities, but if we keep holding on to the center, we're actually going to win this game pretty handily. There is a heavy fighter down there. 1056 can be a fearsome plane for sure. But an ME-209A is kind of the anti-1056. That's game. It was a little bit easier than I wanted it to be. Let's go into a second game. All right, we're into our second battle here. Ooh, a specialized J-21. That thing can turn. P-51D could also be a pain in our butt if we're not paying attention. P-51D typically isn't super difficult to go against. That being said, its guns are a lot stronger now. And, you know, I don't know that pilot, but I mean, he could be better than me, right? So let's go ahead and let's get to the command center and see what we can do here. First thing, again, I always do in a altitude plane like this. Same thing I did in the BF-109s. Same thing I do in the, well, the 1092 I don't really feel is an altitude fighter, but it's above average, but it's not a high altitude fighter like this one. Anyway, all of those I tend to go to the highest optimum altitude. And my postal monkey way of playing is to be the first one in the sector like an idiot, so I can be focused down by the air defense aircraft and the flak cannons. But I dived off a little bit there, so I was able to avoid that situation. See if I can get some shots out here. Excellent. So yeah, I am looking forward to seeing what playing this game. I mean, I guess I could just, you know, not even a guess. I could simply lower the graphics on the game and get better FPS, but I'm looking forward to seeing what ultimate graphics with hopefully really good FPS is going to turn out to be. So fingers crossed there. We need to get... Man, our people are still taking forever to get there. Oh, they got a TU2. They got 2 TU2s. So yeah, they're already there right now. And then that 30mm cannon hits. Is he on fire? Is he gonna die? He's gonna die. It certainly makes a difference, doesn't it? Go. Is he noticing me? He is not. Man, he's turning. Let the cannon cool off. There we go. Can we get that sector? That's going to be key, I think. Man, when their TU2s are leading the way, that's not good. Where is our bomber? Is there anybody over there to actually shoot, I guess is the question, because there's no point in me going over there. It's not like I can capture the ground, right? I mean, not very effectively anyway, or efficiently. There we go. XP-72. Shouldn't be too big of an issue, if at all. There we go. Got a bunch of bombers. Let's go defend our bombers inbound here. See if I can snippety snipe while he's not paying attention. I got to pay attention to the enemy aircraft that are inbound on me. Unfortunately, they've already knocked out one of our bombers. Let's see what we can do here. Who's this? Who dat? Who are you, sir? That guy's gonna take me out of the sector. I don't want to go out of the sector. A Yak 3. Ooh, that actually could be a pain in the butt if I let him be. Let's use our speed advantage here. Get some distance. Distance, distance, distance. Now we can up and over here. Turn back. Oh, I probably up and over it a little bit too early. I did not set him on fire, unfortunately. Got him. Got him. Whew, sorry, not talking. Thinking. Thinking takes a lot of brain power. I need an upgraded frickin' CPU for my brain, apparently. Alright, so we've got this P-51D. We've gone ahead and completely turned the tables here. And again, it's like we need to be engaging from longer range. Obviously, you can engage from shorter range, but it's the long range hits. Look, that guy was dead before he even got to me, right? Simply because I was able to get my shots hitting. It's really important with a plane like this. To be honest, if you're going to be going down this line and you're flying on this line, don't just play this plane once or twice a day and then go play other stuff, right? This is a plane that the more you play it, the more you're going to get used to the trajectory of the guns. You're going to get used to, and this goes for any plane, but really it goes for sniper type planes like this. You got to get used to that trajectory. That's what makes that's what can make you much better at a plane like this. This goes for stuff like the TU-1, goes for the Horton, goes for any of the sniper cannon type planes, the Key 93. Let's see, what are we going after here? I don't know. Name them, and that helps. Honestly, just play it more. The more you play it 10 times. And if you're still struggling with it 10 times, then you need to play more. You need to give more lead. When in doubt, aim further out is my mantra for any large caliber cannon. Basically anything above a 23mm cannon. We were able to have a little bit better of a game there. And that was a questionable battle. So I wasn't sure where that one was going to go. But we were able to turn the tide. So let's head back and check out the second battle. Alright, so for that first battle, it was over kind of quickly. Or it felt quick. 6 minutes isn't super quick. 11 kills. Decent damage. You can see what the plane can do as far as long range is concerned. And keep in mind, I keep a separate key specific for the secondary armament so that I can continue to do some little damage and allow my 30mm cannon, my heavy hitter, to cool off and then get back into the battle. Overall, you know, luckily we were going up against a non-specialized I-250. An I-250 can be a solid plane. It's not really. I guess if I did this this Tier 8 fighter showcase, so to speak, you know, you get more details on that. But it's really not. It can struggle in certain situations, and we'll leave it at that. Let's go ahead and look at the second game. All right, so second battle, we had, what, 13 kills there. Did less aerial damage, but got more kills, which, you know, it happens, right? 2 sectors captured, but that's all we really needed to do to win that battle and get the command centers and really rely on our, I was going to say, our B-32 had to have been doing some work there, and he did. We were able to come out on top in both of our interactions with the J-21RB and the P-51D. And really, one of the things I just do love about the German fighter line is its flexibility in that regard. It is not the turniest plane. It's not even the fastest plane, not the best altitude plane, but it is a great balanced line when it comes to the altitude fighters. This particular plane and the plane before it, the Bf-109G, can rub people the wrong way because the guns are fickle. But like I said, I really do believe that you want to be in the plane more often than not to be able to get used to the way that they work. So let's take a quick look at both the setups of the plane, and then we'll go into the end, I guess. So I've got this plane specialized. I don't have ultimate equipment on it, but I've gone ahead and set it up with complete speed build when it comes to the engine and maneuverability when it comes to the airframe. I prefer to use this kind of setup because it does kind of lean a little bit more towards maneuverability. And what I mean by that is I could put something like polished skin on here, which would give aircraft speed but take away from maneuverability, and then replace the gas turbine with the lightweight power unit. That would, in theory, give more maneuverability and then balance it out with more speed because you're kind of swapping where the equipment is. However, it's actually going to be less maneuverable, than this build because the polished skin reduces maneuverability, whereas everything here doesn't remove any maneuverability or engine power. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, feel free to hop in my Discord or comment down below and I'll answer. I put long gun barrel on here, and the reason I put a long gun barrel on here is because it doesn't take away from accuracy, which you really, really want on a sniper type cannon. And on top of that, obviously you have a longer range. So this 30mm cannon is really, really long range anyway, but being able to put it out to 1,000 meters, 3,300 feet plus, I think makes a huge impact, literally, because you're able to get, I say 2 shots, but in reality you can get 3 shots off if your gun's completely cooled down before they really have the opportunity to react, especially if they're not facing towards you, especially if they don't even know you're there. You're going to get a good 2 to 3 shots regardless in that kind of situation. And I've also gone ahead and put the gyroscopic sight. Again, accuracy, accuracy, accuracy. If you'll notice, the damage per second is pretty low on this plane. It's very low, actually, considering now the American fighters got their machine gun buffs. This plane kind of got left behind in that regard. You've got, I call them machine guns. They're 20mm cannons technically on the sides, so they really don't overheat, but they also really don't do a lot of damage. So I kind of think of the 20mm cannons on the side as right here as machine guns. Combined, the damage per second is pretty low on this plane. I think it's 580 on the P-51H. I'd have to go confirm that, or 540. You're at 347 on this plane. And now keep in mind, no, it even has an increased damage from my weapons here. Does this? No, I just got a big chance of boosting up my chance of inflicting critical damage. I can say words. So it's really important that your shots are hitting when you're doing such small damage per second. It's important that the damage is actually being done. Where the American fighters, for instance, you can just, whatever, you miss half the shots, it doesn't matter because you're firing 800 rounds a second. It's not that high, but enough that it doesn't matter how much you miss, you're eventually going to whittle them down. As far as my consumables is concerned, this is Postal's standard fighter layout. So yeah, look into that, but I'll tell you, most people are going to want to adjust this improved mixing control out for a manual engine restart. I use the first aid package because I need my pilot in there. I mentioned in the first battle that I didn't need it in that situation, so I wanted to save it because it does, remember, take 90 seconds to re-engage. But you need that accuracy most of the time, and so you want to get your pilot back in there. Pneumatic control assist is incredibly helpful for when you're stuck in a dogfight that you didn't mean to get into and you can't get away from it, versus things like a Yak 3, whatever, speed away, get 4,000 feet away, make a U-turn and blap them a couple times, and they're dead. But against something like a P-51H or even an I-250 to a lesser extent, you're not necessarily going to be able to get away from 100% of the time, and so pneumatic control assist can help you just out dogfight them in that situation. Engine cooling, I believe, is a must. Gets you that extra 10 seconds worth of boost, helps you get to a sector that you need to get to, whether it's to attack it or defend it, or helps you get away from a pilot that you need to get away from, or catch up to a pilot that's trying to get away from you. Again, improved mixture control, it gives 5% boost to engine thrust and 2% boost to cruise speed. I use this for any of my quote-unquote fast planes, but I understand what situation I'm getting myself stuck into. I'm willing to live with the repercussions of not having an engine from time to time if my engine gets knocked out. Most people are not, and I actually recommend don't use improved mixer control in this situation. You're probably going to want to use the bottle for manual engine restart so you can put your engine back in and go along with your day. Universal ammo I toss on here because, why not? It's not very expensive. I don't know what its boost to help ability is. Not that that's a word, but whatever it is, I'll take it. As far as my pilot is concerned, I was actually questioning this before I hopped on. I do, because my plane's specialized, aerodynamics expert I think is really important because it boosts all maneuverability and airspeed equipment. And since my plane is basically built around maneuverability and airspeed, this is very important. I would say, though, your first two on a plane like this should be Marksman 1 and Marksman 2. I could conceivably get rid of my Engine Guru 1. I've got 1 extra point, so that combined 3 points would be able to get me. Marksman 2, I was seriously contemplating it before I started and hit the record button. But I don't. I'm hemming and hawing on it, and I'll probably do that because it would be the smartest move. That being said, I seem to have some pretty good accuracy for the most part, but hey, even better accuracy can't hurt. As I continue with this particular plane, this particular pilot, I will definitely be putting some. I'm going to be filling it out basically, I think, with either an Engine Guru 1 and Engine Guru 2, or possibly doing something along the line of Resilience or Adrenaline Rush. I might mess around with those as well. I do think Aerobatics Expert will be a good skill to have as a later on skill. Extra maneuverability doesn't hurt in any kind of fighter, even a fighter that's not known for its maneuverability. It can still get you kind of over that hump against interactions that they might not necessarily be expecting it. Definitely help you out maneuver all the American and the Soviet altitude fighters for sure. Might even be able to get you down to be going against some of those mid-altitude, slightly more maneuverable fighters. We'll see as I get this pilot built up. So I hope you enjoyed this double helping here. And like I said, I'm getting excited. So if you're still here on the video, I will be eventually doing a live stream of me building my first PC from the ground up. This system right here, literally everything but the mic stand, because even the mic, this is my son's microphone. I've got a slightly worse microphone, but hey, I'll deal with it. But I'm using this one until I've got my own system, or my own new system. So the mic stand, the keyboard, and the mouse are staying with me. Everything else I'm building from the ground up. Case, CPU, GPU, PSU, new memory, new hard drives, an all-in-one cooler. I'm sure there might be something else I'm missing. But everything else from the ground up I'm going to be building on a live stream. You guys can watch me as I hopefully succeed. You can throw some pointers my way as I look like a fool. I'm really actually quite nervous about it because I don't want to screw up a build. And it being my first time, I'm going to screw up somewhere. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to a game like World of Warplanes. Doesn't necessarily need crazy over-the-top equipment. But I am looking forward to see what the difference is on this. And then I'm looking forward to checking out some of the other games that I do play and seeing just what kind of boost I get out of it. I'm jumping from a 10 series NVIDIA graphics card to a 6000 series AMD graphics card. I'm jumping up from a 7000 series CPU, so what, 6 generations ago, to a current generation 5900X CPU. Obviously, I'm upgrading my motherboard, of course. Like I said, it's gonna be pretty exciting and nerve-wracking. Once I've got a date for that, I encourage you to join me on that live stream. It'll be a little ways down, at least a month, I would say. And I'll edit that out and put a YouTube highlights of the struggles and opportunities and hopefully successes that I have on that live stream. I'll edit it out so I can just post something on YouTube for you all. I hope you look forward to that. If you've got any questions or concerns about anything that I just went over in the ME209A, feel free to comment down below. I respond to almost all the comments. And you can hop in my Discord as well. We can continue the conversation there. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.